Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this open space new broadcast from Ireland, from Waterford. My name is Fernando, and I'm here with Corinne from Belgium. Welcome. We are about to start a new retreat here in Waterford from today, Wednesday, till Sunday. So we're very happy receiving people that are already arriving from different parts. And we're going to talk today with you a bit about our retreats in inner mastery. To start with, I would like to share that after this confinement, this lockdown, everyone, I think, we were, how do you say, reborn? Or it's rebirth? Reborn, right? My English, my English is not that good. And as all of us everywhere in the world, we went through this experience of going within, of going inwards, and to observe many things that maybe we were avoiding so far, we were avoiding till that point. And at least for me and for a lot of people that I know, that was a great opportunity to create new places, spaces, experiences, and especially to recreate ourselves. And one of the things that we created was this open space and a new way, a new manner of leading and holding retreats around the world. Now we can really arrive, let's say, to every single part in this world, because we can be like here on site in this epicenter, but we can also be online. So if you think that this resonates with you, you can contact us and we can let you know about more information how we hold and we lead these online retreats all over the world in different languages, English, Spanish, French, and so on. And I'm very happy because after this lockdown, now again, we start with these on-site retreats. That means meeting people, hugging people, sharing with them, sharing all of us. And at least I'm talking by my own experience. I'm very happy because I enjoyed a lot this contact and this communication and sharing with everyone. Today, as I said, this is Corinne's first time. So I would really like her to share with us her experience also with inner mastery and in different retreats. We are a team. Before the confinement, I was working a lot with Corinne, with you in Luxembourg, and also in Belgium and Netherlands, in France. Basically, she holds the French zone, let's say, or the French retreats. And so I would really like if you would like to share a bit about your experience or whatever you would like to share. That would be great.
Well, we have retreats specifically for French speaking. Usually there is a translation, but it's mainly a group of French people. So we have this retreat in Luxembourg, and we have them once a month. And we have workshops with combo and country school in Paris every month. So we do a little medicine and some classes of country school. We do have French retreat in Switzerland as well. One retreat in the French part and one retreat in the German part. And for the other French-speaking retreat, we have Barcelona, which is also a center where we send participants. It's always great to be around people who speak your language. As a participant, during the time where you rest, we can have a lot of comprehension as well. And sometimes it's important to deal with.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. I mean, you know very well, we were observing this issue, let's say, about languages, the importance of holding retreat in the language of the people, the mother tongue of the people. This is not the case, as you can see clearly.
Neither my case.
but the thing is, beyond that, we are trying really not to have anymore this translation at the same moment, like that, you know. For example, now this is a conference, let's say an open space, totally in English, so we don't have this translation from Spanish to English or from Spanish to French, because we realized the importance, as you said, of holding these spaces with specific characteristics of every culture, every part in the world. It's not the same talking in Spanish and then translating, than talking directly, for example, now in English. So yes, as you said, it's very important to hold this French, for example, retreats. Something that we were discussing before starting the broadcast with Corinne also was about your experience with iboga. As Corinne said, and most of you know, we use different ancestral medicines in our retreats. You know, it also depends on the country. For example, in France, we don't use ayahuasca because of the legal context, let's say, and we respect every country law. I don't know how to say, but we have these workshops in France, in Paris, also in Belgium, or here in Ireland, for example, is totally different. So we adapt with these different tools that we use, the different medicines. And before the confinement, we were holding retreats in Netherlands with iboga. And maybe it'll be great if we can share a bit about iboga, because we normally talk about ayahuasca, and cambo, and bufo. And this is a new medicine maybe for most of you. Would you like me to talk about this root, information that you share?
Yeah, for me, the iboga retreats, when we were doing them in Holland, were very different from the retreat with ayahuasca, but also very, very powerful, because iboga is a powerful medicine in addition to all the tools that we are using in the retreat. So the dynamic, the conscious integration, and actually also in the group together, they reach comprehension when they interact. For the retreat of iboga, it's a little bit more strict because there is medical requirement of an electrocardiogram showing a certain measure of the heart. But it's a very powerful, I would say, in derouting of many of the internal roots. Iboga can be used or is used as a clinic in clinics for substance addiction, but can be used for all other addictions. So it can be sex, can be gambling, can be addiction to certain pattern of thoughts, so mechanism of functioning, certain behavior, relationship. And the analogy that I often use is that of a gardening machine that comes and really goes and unroots these roots, basically. And the feedback that I've received from people using iboga for addiction to substances, but also the other, is fantastic. Although the process can be quite intense and quite difficult, but not in every case. The weeks after the iboga, there is a real transformation of certain pattern of behavior. So we have had people with really severe addiction. We have had one today in Ireland that used iboga about 2 weeks ago, and really it was telling me today before we left behind friends and this apply for substances, but with many other things as well.
Yeah, normally, as you said, people that contact us because of iboga are people that are saying that they have this addiction for heroin or cocaine and alcohol or different substances. But as Corinne says, as you said, we know here that this is not just for that. It is to really deepen into this, we say the unconsciousness, literally, and observe this dark side of us, to bring light there and to start being more aware of those parts that are also triggering or driving our actions, our behaviors, our emotions. And as you said also, it is something that is a tool that we use to deal with any kind of addictive structure. So it can be also to a relationship, to, as you said, to gambling also, but any kind of addictive structure or thoughts.
Thoughts that are coming. Actually, the main bulk of participants don't come, well, some come from addiction, but it's not the majority.
No.
It's really a tool of evolution as well.
Yeah, and it's very, very interesting. And also, as most of you know, we took this from indigenous, let's say, from this ancestral tradition, but of course here we discontextualize, and we have our team of doctors that they do this research, and they follow every experience that people have here, and that's why we have a specific dose for this iboga. And you were trained for that, right?
By your doctor.
Yeah. Actually, also in this retreat here in Waterford that we start today, Wednesday, till Sunday, we also have one of the medicine we will share tomorrow. It's iboga with some participants. And as Corinne said, we can have a specific retreat with iboga, or in this case, like here in Waterford, we have like an open retreat with different medicines. And one of the medicines, it's going to be iboga. We start today that retreat for those people. Today they're going to have ayahuasca at night, and tomorrow, this is like a process that we have here in Inner Mastery. Tomorrow they will have kambo in the morning to also purge and clean the body, and be prepared to receive the iboga tomorrow in the afternoon. And that's the whole process of what we offer in this iboga session, let's say. Of course, with the conscious integration that we have in every Inner Mastery retreat.
Actually, in Holland we used to have the combo, and in Paris we have a combo workshop, which also combo on its own. It's a very powerful medicine for people who do the vaccine, which is the three session, one every day, such as in the iboga retreat or the combo workshop. And it's a process on its own. There is no need for other, at least during that time, there is no need for other medicines. The combo is a really, really powerful tool that we use as well.
Yeah, now that you open this space, we can develop a bit more about kambo. As you said, kambo is another medicine that we use. We can use that medicine within this open retreat. I don't know how to say, like with several medicines, or you can come just to do the kambo in the morning, and you can leave after the integration that we normally have at 11, 12. And you can have only one session if you want, but what we recommend also from the training that we have with indigenous is that to booster your immune system, the best is to have 3 sessions within one moon cycle, which is 21 days, right? 28 days. So you can have one today, another tomorrow, and another in 1 week, for example. But the idea is to have 3 different sessions And in my own experience, and also what I see with people, then if you want, you can share yours. It's the reasons why I like Kambo. It's the first, because we know it's a tool that helps us to purge and clean in a material way our body from toxins, and also to booster our immune system, as I said before. But also I like it very much because if we as participants allow ourselves, we can connect with a lot of thoughts and emotions at that moment in that process. That is also, we can give ourselves the possibility to purge those emotions, to release those emotions, and to observe those thoughts in that moment of the session.
And actually, I think Kambo is usually given with the physical benefit, but for me and what I've seen over the last 2 years I have done this workshop in France, it's really the emotional side is, if not if not more as important. The people are allowing themselves to really get something out. There's no specific need to comprehend why it's coming out. But there is this internal space that is being freed. So that's something you can realize. It can sound a little bizarre for some people, but it's really opening a space to get rid of stuff and then to be able to operate from a different space.
Yeah, totally. And now that you said that, it's another, like the speech that we share with people, because we also learn from indigenous, is that this Kambo comes from a frog that lives in the jungle in the Amazon. And they said that this frog doesn't know fear because this frog doesn't have any predators. So what I saw, and also in my own experience, is that, as you said, after Kambo, something happened inside. And then in your daily life, you face things that maybe you didn't want to in the past. So it's like you do things that, like, you have courage to, and also to observe things from a different perspective. And so it's a very, very important tool that we use here together with other medicines. And as I said, again, I repeat, today we start, and I would really like to share with you somehow the schedule that we have in case you're near Waterford and you would like to join us either today, tomorrow, or Friday, Saturday. It's in this retreat, we have like a special schedule for the first time, and we're gonna like put the energy in specific tools every different day, every day, let's say. For example, today we will have, before the preparation for the night, we will have a rapé session. Rapé is another ancestral medicine that we share. And so it's going to be, let's say, the first time that within the retreat, we have this rapé workshop, which normally is something we do as part of these workshops, for example, in France, right? Then on Thursday, we're going to have an Inwasi workshop, which is another medicine. We're not going to explain it now because we're going to be the whole day here talking about different medicines. But the point that I wanted to share is especially about Friday and Saturday, because on Friday, we will have the energy would be of Temazcal, a sweat lodge, I think we say in English. And that's the idea. We will see how is the energy, of course, in the group. But the idea is to facilitate the possibility to go really inwards. Maybe if you don't know, the sweat lodge give us like, it's like a metaphor of going back to our mother's womb. Can you explain that in English maybe better than me? What is a sweat lodge?
The sweat lodge is just a like a chamber, like a round dome that is covered, and we cover it very well, and then we bring in 3 different stages, very hot stone. We are all there, really near one another.
It's like a sauna.
It's like a sauna, yeah, like a sauna. But there is also a process during the Temascana,
Yes,
where people can have the opportunity to go really inwards, with having all the external condition being very intense and being very hard. The idea is to go inside and find the strength to go through the experience.
yes, and we would like to share that the Sweat Lodge on Friday, because we will see, maybe it's like the idea is to go inwards, to remember also those ancestral memories. That's the meaning of going into our mother's womb. And then during the night, we will share Yopo, which is another medicine that it's more with the energy. It's like driving us outwards, more like manifesting in the outside our mechanisms, our behaviors, so we can observe those, what we call here, mechanisms. And then on Saturday, the idea is to share another new medicine that we have here. It's San Pedro, and it's a very different medicine. It's a very different energy. Normally, what we say is an energy based on really love. We also use the word to soften, because you can feel yourself opening up to life and see in every single detail you can see love, and then after that experience you don't forget it anymore. So it's not just during the process of San Pedro. And we would like to complement that day with what we call entheogenic dance and expression and art. So basically, this is an invitation for all of you, if you are near, as I said, to join us. This is going to be a very special retreat with all these medicines and energy, and trying to live this experience for everyone.
We connect with nature as well. We have the opportunity to have a wonderful ground here in Waterford. It's almost like a park. So having the opportunity to do San Pedro outside is really a different experience than to do it outside. Connect with the beauty in every leaf, in the wind, in the sun, and let ourselves being taken by the beauty of things, by love.
So also, if you have any comment at the moment, in this moment, and you would like to share with us, that is more than welcome. And Ciro, that is with us in Madrid, he will let us know. Any question about the retreat, about medicines that you have, or any other question, or you can contact us through our different means of communications, like Facebook, or I'm asking now to Ciro to leave there our phone numbers, Corinne, and also my telephone number. So you can contact us. He's communicating with us through this chat, and of course, now if you agree, if you have any idea, because I have one. Tell me.
The conscious.
Okay, go. No, then after conscious.
Well, I think part of this this recreation of ourselves is to bring more conscious school and conscious class into the retreat. So we will have conscious class during most retreats with a topic that is really been looked at and developed in a way that can be shared and can be comprehended in different ways. I think this is usually, for me as a participant, I remember the conscious class being really important for the comprehension that arrived in the session. But I really enjoyed the fact that we had that.
Yeah. And yeah, and as you said, in this retreat on Saturday, actually, we already planned to have one special conscious school class with the participants are going to be here in the retreat, because the idea is to create and open this conscious space more and more. And so also, if you want more information about conscious school, you can also contact me or contact Corinne. I said me because I am in charge of, let's say I'm responsible for the conscious school in Ireland, so I can give you more information about Ireland specifically. Maybe you can also get information about this France and Luxembourg. You're in conscious school, right?
Yeah, we're going to have conscious school classes in Paris at the end of the month, and we're going to probably have conscious classes in Luxembourg as well.
Perfect.
Even by yourself.
Yeah, I'm coming with her, so we will see. This is also something that I love from here, from Inner Mastery, and working here. It's like I have the opportunity to travel a lot. And people ask me, where do I live? And it's really a difficult question with a difficult answer. It looks like we have a comment. It says Martin.
Oh, it's Martin. Hello, Martin.
You know him?
Yes.
I heard. Let me read this. How do you deal with patterns of addiction? Do you have an example of surrendering to the process of letting go of any addiction? Would you like to answer, or as you wish?
And it'd be good to know what's the pattern of addiction she's referring to.
How do you deal with pattern of addiction? The first thing that comes to me, Martin, is we are very careful, let's say, when we ask how to. And now I would like to take us to this conscious school that we were talking, because it's there in that field where we observe words. Because in every word, as we know, energy is transmitting and we are creating reality. So basically, when we ask, for example, how can I da-da-da-da, or how do you do this or that, it's normally coming from a place of control.
It's saying that you have to do something, which is really hard to surrender. The question for me, what I'm reading is, how do you surrender to whatever process? But how do you surrender?
Yeah. So what I can say also is we don't have an answer for a question like this, because the answer is, as we always say, is inside, in every one of us. So in this case, Martin, if you have a more specific situation to share, I will be more than happy to read or listen, so we can talk about that. But we cannot generalize, as you know. Example of surrendering to the process of letting go of any addiction. I can tell you many examples, but as personal experiences, but not as an example, because there's no example or models to follow. There's no recipes here. Would you like to say something?
An example of surrendering.
Yeah.
It's like asking for a recipe.
Yeah.
Like a protocol to surrender, which we know it doesn't happen like that.
I don't know why, but now it's coming. Yesterday I was talking with someone, with Anne, and we were talking about, as Alberto says, the difference between invest in Spanish. So I'm going to translate investigate, or to investigate, and to explore. And I don't know why now I'm connecting with the questions, Martin's question, because what I was sharing yesterday with Anne is that what is my attitude towards life? Am I investigating something? Which means, in conscious school, means that we are looking in the past, trying to understand what happened in the past, so we can then know how to do something. Basically, this is a mechanism of control, mistrust. It can be very useful, but we know, for example, we know in integration, we have psychotherapeutical integration and conscious integration. In psychotherapeutical integration, we work with the past. We work with the story of the person. We work with what happened to him or her. We listen to that because it's very important to understand the context. But then we can also jump, or what we call the great leap. We can take the leap to the unknown, and we can start exploring. And about exploring, it's not about the future. It's about being totally in here and now, in the present moment. So you feel everything, you connect with everything. So basically, no recipes. It's about,
Yeah. For me, investigate, you can investigate the present matter, but the investigation seems to have it's like a goal-directed behavior. You have a need that you need to feel. So there is a need to find something, whether actually an exploration is the total openness, because you don't know what is going to come. Yeah. It can be anything. Yeah. Where in investigation is maybe a little bit more directed towards finding something.
Yeah, I mean, we play with the words. In conscious school, we do this game of comprehension, as Alberto named it. And what we do is we play with words. And in this case, we can play a lot with to investigate or to explore, just to become aware of my attitude toward life. Am I trying to find something specific, like how to surrender? Or am I open to whatever is now, not whatever is coming, whatever I'm experiencing right now? So thank you, Martin. And if you have really like specific example of from where the question came, that would be great to share. And
what did you want to talk about?
Yes.
About the consciousness?
First, now it's coming the importance of silence, but I'm not going to go there now. And how uncomfortable it can be sometimes, this silence. And this is something we really, really work. So Martin is saying, what can you share about that? About that means surrendering, probably. Surrender is the key. Thank you for the answer. Thank you, Martin, very much. Yeah. Can you share about that? A lot, actually. Now I'm thinking, for example, what we develop in these different classes in conscious school is we try to be aware of identity and the ideas that we have about ourselves. So who we think we are, the story that we believed, that we were told that Fernando is from Argentina, psychologist, so I accepted that story. And the surrendering, in my experience, is to observe how much of that information is limiting my experience in life, and how much I'm identified with that. Sometimes I don't want to let it go, because let's say that maybe I can have benefits out of that or not. it's very complex. We can develop that in one program. Like, you know. But the idea is to, what we do in our retreats, in our conscious school, is trying to become aware of how this story is limiting us. And the idea of surrendering come to the idea of let go that story that we believed and we accepted, so we can open ourselves to something that we don't know at all. And
it's nothing to do for the letting go. There is nothing to do for the surrendering. It's surrendering for me is happened. It's just happened. You might not be aware, but it's just happening at that moment.
Yeah, it's something very, very, very interesting to develop. So I think that maybe that's enough for today. Otherwise, I mean, if you have another question, for sure it's gonna appear like in a few minutes. Otherwise, again, inviting you to come either to here, Waterford, or you can go to any other epicenter that we have around the world, in Spain, in Italy, or these different workshops and retreats that we have, for example, in Luxembourg, France. So maybe if you would like to remind them the dates.
Yeah. So I was going to say before that, for those who are not keen on the medicine, there is a possibility to come and retreat, not using medicine as well.
Yeah, totally.
So it's not for everybody. So we have a retreat in Paris at the end of July, the 30th of July to the 2nd of August, which is a workshop that is going to combine a combo and country school. We have rapé and inwazi on a Saturday, so we have a very long day with country classes. And these are also very powerful workshops. People are usually very happy with it. In Luxembourg, we're going to have a retreat from the 16th to the 19th of July, and then from the 20th to the 23rd of August. And then we continue to have a retreat every month in Luxembourg and in Paris. We also have retreat in Switzerland, which the next date is from the 2nd to the 5th of July, and then the 22nd of July to the 2nd of August. So we have a long 11-day retreat, which for me, I really love the long retreats. They are very powerful, and we meet a lot of people, and there is really the possibility of going really deep, and we have conscious class as well, and conscious module for people who want to take medicine or those who don't want to take medicine. And then we will have retreats in Switzerland also, 4-day retreat every month in close to Neuchâtel, and then close to Zurich, or the German part.
Yeah.
And I don't know the date for Barcelona, but we have retreat for French people in Barcelona as well, twice a month, if not more. There is also a long retreat in Barcelona during the conscious holiday that we have in all the houses that we have around the world.
Yeah, this is very interesting because in case that you don't know, you can do one retreat here in Waterford, and if you really like traveling, then you can go and have another retreat in Barcelona, and then maybe in Madrid, and then in Italy. I don't know if we have enough time today. We were somehow talking before the broadcast with Corinne, but also during the confinement, something that we invented, like this rebirth, was this Being Club. The Being Club, we can share more information if you think that something resonates with you, is that you can become a member of this international family that we are, and then you can like as I said before, you can come here to this epicenter and do a retreat, or you can also live with us 1 week, 1 month, the time that you want. Then maybe you can move to Barcelona or to any other country. For example, in my case, that's why I say it's so difficult for me to say where I'm living. I have my luggage in Barcelona because I was living in Barcelona, but I also have some things in Madrid, and I have my room in Madrid, but I'm living here in Waterford for a month. So this is in a must, and this is being club. You can travel around the world, basically.
Yeah, the main policy is a membership. Membership to this movement that we are creating. That's aim give access to many different activities. The inner mastery retreat, the Antilles Planet program, which is a program of well-being led by a doctor. We have a trip to the jungle. We call it to the jungle, but it's Colombia. We have very long retreat there that we can. Well, it's another center where we can spend some time. This is a wonderful, wonderful place. We have the conscious school in presence, and we have the conscious school online, and we have a lot of virtual classes that we can access with being part of the class.
Being club.
And there is other advantages as participating to conscious holiday or convention that we have for the team. So it's really including oneself in what we are creating.
So again, if you think that you would like to have more information, just let us know. And I think that's enough for today. Would you like to share something else?
I'm good.
Did you enjoy?
I did, actually. Yeah? I did, surprisingly.
I'm glad. So thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And we were joking here before starting that as this is was going to be her first time, I was saying that I was going to be the host and she was going to be the guest, and we were playing to have some fun, because all this is new also for us, this virtual mean of contacting people. And I really love this because we can really, we can reach everywhere.
And we have been able to reach people on retreats during the confinement. And I have done a couple of virtual retreats with 1 or 2 persons, and it was amazing.
Yeah, it is. I was not aware of the potential of this tool. So, and now I enjoy this a lot, as you can see.
We cannot finish so much.
So thank you very much. Thank you, Ciro, for being there in Madrid also with us. And we will meet soon. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.